been quite some time on my end. I have completely given up on trying to stay with the current version. I kind of just want to stay in the version I'm at until I get done what I want. Because, well, they added the slimes in the version I'm on, but they're removed in the next one. So it's kind of a do what you want while you can, or you're not going to be able to later. Not much progress in the mining department. Still got a long way to go before I can make even a stack of diamond blocks for my collection. So much progress still to go there. But since they added slimes, well, let's hold on that thought. Let's see the items I've gathered for this current version. I did not succeed in gathering a stack of each, that's for sure. I didn't really want my world to get really big, and cactus and clay only spawn in new, and they don't spawn all that much, so it didn't seem worth gathering. Maybe down the line as I extend outward. It says you could, in the version I'm on, blow up TNT and get obsidian, and that's being removed in the next version. I didn't even know that was a thing, but it was in the patch notes, so get it while you can. So, onto the slimes. They're going to be removed. I still decided to go ahead and make some kind of farm that would let me gather it, and I ended up making it a 3-in-1 system. I can't gather all of it at once, or I'll get full really quick, but I made it a sugarcane, general mob. You can see a spider flowing down kind of right here. Just died in the lava. So I've got general mobs on the lower levels. I've got slimes, and if I wanted to, I got reeds, whatever you call it. So I've just got it in my basement of my, this is supposed to be kind of a farmer's house. There's a yard with a lot of mobs, actually. A lot of animals. I'm not gonna show how many of these are full, but most of them have slime balls. I can get about a full inventory's worth in about 4 hours. So if you don't know, if you hold down a button while you are accessing an inventory, I think it works for chests. I know it works for crafting tables, obviously. It'll keep moving you even if you aren't holding the button. So in this case, I'm not holding spacebar, but it's holding it down for me. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I make heavy use of it all the time. So I'm able to stay in my inventory window, and it just holds down spacebar, which allows me to circulate through this without having to use my keyboard at all. So sometimes at night I just kind of leave this running, and if I wanted to, I could be breaking right here. That requires a rubber band on my mouse, but yeah, it'll still automatically collect reeds for me, which would be used to make bookshelves. I haven't figured out what kind of library build I want to do yet. Maybe in the next version. I spent a decent amount of time. It also gives the mob drops for the general in there. So that's where all the spider, well, mainly not spider, but zombie, skeleton, and creeper will all die, and then their items all get gathered to that spot you just saw. And then it drops all the way down here. Slimes only spawn kind of low. I doubt we'll see any as we're passing through. Maybe we'll see slime balls at the end now. Oh, there's one. There we go. Big slime just died. There's a bunch right there. And so I just kind of get pushed along, and eventually I can get, once that one dies from drowning, but get just up here, and since it's holding down spacebar for me, I automatically just swim up the water. I don't know if I need I probably don't need the ladders, but it does help to get the slime stuck underneath that bottommost ladder, so I just go with it. And then if I'm full, usually my inventory stays open. It'll only have slime balls kind of filling the slots, so I don't have to worry about getting rid of stuff I don't want. I just gather reeds and gunpowder in addition to the slime balls. I don't know if I didn't point it out when we were looking, but if you wanted to roll back the video, I kind of filled all the lower levels of the caves with lava. I had already lit them all from caving, but I noticed that slimes are still spawning, and I wanted to control where they could spawn. So I dug a box, and that's over there, centered. Dug a box, used the gravel trick to see where the slimes were spawning, and then I slowly just started grabbing nearby lava sources and filling in the caves so that if slimes spawn, they would die in lava or just not spawn at all because it's occupied by lava. It took a decent amount of time. Digging out the room wasn't that tough. The amount of digging, though, took quite a while. And I know in the next version they said they're gonna put a pause on slime spawning. I guess they're probably reworking it. Notch. So I figured if I'm gonna gather these slime balls, I'm gonna do it now or maybe never. Who knows? He could decide they spawn on the surface. That is one thing. I might throw that up here. I did have a slime just on the surface. I don't know how or why, but it was just on the surface in front of my house. And to my understanding, they're only supposed to spawn down underground. But I just found one day that there was a slime. I think that's only happened once. I did see a slime at the other end of this tunnel here. Actually escaped from, I assume, my mine below me. He went all the way up my stairs and then I think glitched through the block. That's one thing I noticed. If you log out, they glitch into blocks, which if I'm using my slime farm that I just showed you, after logging out, I need to run through it once and kill any of the small slimes that are stuck into the blocks, or else I can't go through in a loop. But as long as I don't leave the area or save and quit, it seems like slimes behave like normal mobs. Yeah, I assume he came up there. And then one day I found a slime outside of this house. I wasn't sure how that worked. But the other main thing that I've been doing, which is what took me so long to finish before I went to the next version, was a boat-powered day counter. I might need to make a cut, wait for all those mobs to go away. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, I have a boat-powered day counter. The clock is not synced right now. This is supposed to be straight up when it hits noon. Though it looks like it's not that far off, though. I assume it's about 10 minutes off. I assume that's probably closer to midnight than it is midday. But yeah, right top, just like a normal clock, is noon and midnight. And when that hits midnight, this counter is supposed to increase. I've tested it. Seems like it's working. But if I leave the area, then the boat can't keep moving and it can't keep counting. So if I want this to stay working, I'll have to stay in the area. And if I leave the area, then I'll have to update how many minutes or days I've been gone by adding it here. I can add 10 day, 1 day, and 1 minute. I don't know if it was obvious, but that clock is not currently set to a true day, but it says 8952. I'm going to change that to be 0000 right before I go to the next version, and then I'll aim for it to be midnight too. and then I'll update to the next version. It'll be midday, middle of the night, going from 999 to 0, or have just hit 0. That's assuming that it all still works. There's a boat in here somewhere. There it is. Yep, that goes in a big loop every minute, and then starts counting for me. Every 20 minutes it'll add a day. Bada bing, bada boom. But yeah, I'm gonna make this kind of where I want to be and hang out. I mean, there's mob farms, probably saw from the last time, for zombie, skeleton, and creeper. I kind of have a creeper, not creeper, spider, skeleton, zombie. The creeper one is over at the other base. It's not a spawner, it's just a general farm, but I only gather the slime and the gunpowder. And the slime's gonna stop working, and I honestly don't use gunpowder. I just wanted it because I wanted to be able to have one of each. So yeah, I'm gonna build some kind of town here. I'm thinking it's gonna be medieval university style? I don't know. We'll see. Not much else to say. I think I'm going to 1.0.14 next. I don't know how many versions behind I'm, but we'll find out when I'm in the next episode of what I've done lately. See ya.